everyone, we're here to go over some content from Eureka, Grade 5, Module 3, Lesson 12, or specifically about subtraction with mixed numbers with unlike units. So let's look at two problems. The first one we're going to look at is 3 1/4, take away 2 1/3. Immediately I notice that this fractional unit 1/4 is smaller than this fractional unit 1/3. So I already know I'm going to have to decompose this whole in order to have enough to subtract. So let's start with that. So I'm going to decompose this 3 into 2 4/4. I can do that because 4/4 is the same as 1. 2 plus 1 gives me 3. So now I still have this 1/4, so I can rename 3 1/4 as 2 5/4. Alright, so now I have 2 5/4. Take away 2 1/3. I notice that I have different fractional units. In order for me to subtract, I need to have the same unit. So I need to find a common denominator or a like unit that fourths and thirds can both be renamed as. Well, I know that I can change fourths into twelfths and thirds into twelfths because both 4 and 3 are factors of 12. I can go 4, 8, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. So let's go ahead and do that. To change my fourths to twelfths, I would have to split each of my fourths into 3 parts. My identity property of multiplication reminds me that when I multiply by a version of 1, in this case 3/3, my value does not change, only my representation. So 5 times 3 is 15, 4 times 3 is 12. Let's do that with 1/3. 1/3, I would have to multiply by 4/4, splitting each of my thirds into fourths to get 4/12. All right, so now we can go ahead and rewrite it. Let me actually rewrite it in purple just to make it a little bit clearer for us. So I'm going to rename 2 5/4 as 2 15/12. I can do this because it represents the same value. I have not changed my value. Take away, instead of 2 1/3, I'm renaming that as 2 4/12 because we know that 1/3 is the same as 4/12. Now let's go ahead and subtract. Start by subtracting our integers. 2 take away 2 would give me 0. 15/12 take away 4/12. 15 take away 4 is 11. And my unit is twelfths. So my final difference would be 11/12. Let's do that process again for this problem. 6 3/5, take away 4 3/4. Again, I notice that I have my same numerator. Fifths are a smaller unit than fourths when I'm working with my same whole. So I know that there's not going to be enough at this point in our 5th grade career to go ahead and subtract 3/4 from 3/5. So let's go ahead and break down that 6. Let's decompose into 5 5/5. 5/5 is the same as 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. And I still have that 3/5, of course. So I can go ahead and rename 6 3/5 as 5 8/5. So now I have 5 8/5, and I'm taking away 4 3/4. Once again, I run into that similar dilemma of knowing that my 5th and my 4th are different units. So I need to rename them with a common denominator with a common unit. Thinking about multiples that 5 and 4 share, I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. I have 5, 10, 15, 20. The one that I said in common was 20. So let's change my 5ths and my 4ths to 20ths. To change 5ths to 20ths, I would have to split each of my 5ths into 4ths. 8 times 4 is 32. 5 times 4 gives me that common unit of 20ths. For 3/4, I would have to split each of my 4ths into 5ths. Again, I'm employing that identity property of multiplication to ensure that I'm keeping my value the same, creating equivalent fractions. So now let's go ahead and rewrite. There we go. Let's go ahead and rewrite it. So now this is 5 32/20. 8/5 is the same as 32/20. I'm simply renaming it in a unit that allows me to complete this operation. Take away 4 15/20. starting by subtracting our integers. 5 take away 4 gives me 1. 32 twentieths take away 15 twentieths would give me 17 twentieths. So my final difference would be 1 and 17 twentieths. All right, friends, I hope that this was helpful. And as always, please let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Thanks so much.